All right, this is Craig LeBlanc live with the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Apologize for being late. I lost my internet connection and had to run to a coffee house. Didn't have enough upload speed, so I don't know what's going on with my upload speed. Just for those of you that are broadcasting live content, make sure you have good upload speed. I found a coffee house in New Orleans called Zotz Cafe off of Oak Street, has 151 megabytes upload speed. So that's going to be important for those of you trying to do live things. Usually your phone can do it, but not if you're at the end of your data plan and you've used up all your data. Hope y'all are enjoying some of the live music I can hear next door, but that's New Orleans for you. There's always live music, even at 11:49 a.m. on a Thursday. This city never sleeps. So if any of you are interested in coming to visit New Orleans uh, in the Parks and Rec community, please look me up. Hit me up in the DMs. I would love to be your host, your tour guide for a city I've come to love so much, and I love showing people around. So that's an open invitation forever for anyone in Parks and Rec that wants to come visit my beautiful city. Okay, so we've got a lot of great stuff coming up. I wanted to go over some of the suggestions that we've had for topics that if people in Parks and Rec want to see covered. Some of these are the usual suspects, obvious stuff like education, and around education, we're talking about students. We're talking about the college kids that are pursuing degrees that benefit the Parks and Rec career choice, the career path. But we're also talking about the universities that are available in America that teach towards this industry. So if you are a university, if you're a university professor, if you're teaching and educating college students, preparing them for a career in Parks and Recreation, please reach out to us. We have several good ones that we're reaching out to, but we're still trying to understand what are the universities that teach this, what college within that university has some of these degrees that are geared towards Parks and Recreation, and some are much more specific towards Parks and Rec. Others are just for just in general sports career, whether it's like with a professional team or something. But others are geared directly towards a career in Parks and Recreation, as I'm finding out. So if you have went to one of, let's say you're a Parks and Rec person and you went to a university and received a degree that you felt like that really prepared you for what you're doing in Parks and Rec, please reach out to me. We want to get in touch with those universities. We want to get in touch with those professors, and we want to get in touch with the students within their class, because we're trying to make some good content around that one topic. We want to highlight not just the students, we want to highlight the professors, we want to highlight the universities, so that we can raise awareness among the college age population about considering Parks and Recreation as a career. And so getting some of these students that are real time taking these classes at these universities, having guests as having professors as guests on the show to do the same, and even representative of the colleges within the universities is kind of what we're trying to piece together. So we've made a huge push in that direction. Each phone call I have with anyone in Parks and Rec, which I'm having 2 to 3 every single day, 5 days a week. So we're looking at 10 to 15 phone calls with Parks and Rec directors, superintendents, just professionals in Parks and Recreation. And they are starting to connect me and the Daily Parks and Rec show with all the above. So we've got, let me just speak on that topic. What I'm hearing is, so that's student, that's education, that's university, that's professors, that's classes, the colleges that they're in. This is also NRPA offers something called Young Professionals. And so anyone in that's all kind of in that same wheelhouse. So what we're trying to do is to create one of our shows, maybe a weekly show, certainly a monthly show around that topic, to really develop that and to create a good community geared towards reaching out to the college age, the kids that are at universities and stuff, We want to make that one of our content pushes. So because we have a daily show that's airing 250 days a year, um, we want to gear this towards specific content day by day or even by the month. This being one of them, of course, the other one that I think is going to do really well. I'm making a huge push towards this, and that's the maintenance side. So if you're in maintenance with Parks and Recreation or anything like that, superintendent, maintaining fields, we'll bring on some of the vendors that are in this area at all that can um, just create almost a library around each of those topics within maintenance. And so we're going to build that out. Now, again, this is going to be a project that we're pushing out for the entire year. So our first few Mondays, maintenance Mondays, are going to be us trying to find our footing, create some structure around it. But imagine when we have, 20 Mondays all around maintenance under our belt, we will have much better resources, much more clarity around what that looks like on a Monday when it comes to maintenance. Same thing with the students. Now, another great subject that we're wanting to learn about is grant writing. And all of us have grant writing potential right in our city, right in our departments. And a lot of it is, for the most part, untapped. I think anyone that's done any work in grant writing has never seen exhausted all the potential that grant writing has to double our funds or to bring more funding to our Parks and Rec departments. So what we want to do is start highlighting the people that have multiple grants over multiple decades under their belt, and have them come speak on it and present how they became efficient at winning this grant money for their departments, and create somewhat of a resource for those that, when you're considering grant money as a potential I don't know if you want to call it revenue or income stream, but just a bucket of money that you can apply towards projects in your city, you will have quite a little library that we're going to start putting together. So again, same thing for maintenance, same thing for grant writing, same thing for students and education and that kind of stuff. Those are the three big topics. I take that back. There is a fourth big topic. So this is one that's near and dear to my heart. This is, of course, the associations. So and we can start by just saying, pitch me on why I should come to an association, your state association, and just having people answer that question of what it's meant to them, the networking side of it, the resource side of it, the camaraderie side of it, the continuing education credits that you and your staff can get. Those are all super valuable. And you get to see what some of your cities and parks next door in your neighboring in your state are doing to solve the same problems that you're facing. So, of course, that's a common pitch that I hear. But each time I hear somebody pitch it, it's a little bit different. And I really just want to work on that messaging and really get all the state conventions well attended. So that can come from past presidents, people that have been involved on the board, people that have served in that volunteer capacity, and then also the paid capacity of the executive directors of states, having them come on and seeing what their needs are and how we can raise awareness to what they offer. I know there's a whole political side that I'm not as familiar with, but a lot of the state associations take up that banner of representing all state, their entire state of Parks and Rec at the legislative level. And I haven't seen a lot of content around that, but so I'd like to create some good content around the legislative side and the work that's being done there as part of the association push. And then that also pushes us into attendance of NRPA as well as another big national event. And I know there are a few others aside from NRPA that are much smaller that you can also attend. There was one in Oklahoma. I need to find out. I actually attended this one a long time ago, but it was more geared towards the superintendent maintenance side. And I think that's something that a lot of maintenance and superintendent people should be attending. So we can help push out content for both of them. And then if there's any others that come to mind, please let me know. I know that there's another big association around field maintenance, and they have an annual event. And so that might be good for a lot of groundskeepers, superintendents to attend. The other one that I'm looking at, aside from, actually, I think those four are going to be the main push. So, park maintenance, students, grants, and associations are the four that we're going to start to develop. And I'm sure as the year goes by, we may come up with another one as well. But that's going to give us plenty of work to do, certainly within the first 1 to 2 quarters as we build out the daily Parks and Rec podcast show. Now, we've got 2 people working 40 to 50 hours a week building up the social media platforms. This is our LinkedIn page, our Facebook page, our Twitter account, and our YouTube channel. And those are all being built right now. We're making a big push towards LinkedIn. And so we've got a ton of people on LinkedIn. Of course, we started this all with our Facebook group. So that one's pretty well developed with about 5,000 members. And then our next big push was the Facebook page, which we just launched both the LinkedIn and Facebook page last week or a couple weeks ago. And so we're trying to drive membership on those. So appreciate if anybody that's listening to this, or either through the group or either on my own personal platform, if you're in Parks and Recreation, please join the 2 pages, on the one on LinkedIn and then the one on Facebook, the Facebook page for the Daily Parks and Rec show. Those should be going live. This live stream is pushing out on my personal platforms and then on the X account. So if you want to see the live outside of mine on an actual Parks and Rec done right, the Daily Parks and Rec show, it does well on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Okay, so what we have coming up this week, again, we have about, I think, seven interviews coming up this January and a little bit into February. And then I got about 30 calls that'll convert to interviews. So at the end of January, February, we should get into our stride around presenting stuff that our guests are working on and then pulling together some of these specific topics. I think the maintenance one's going to be the one that we push out first. We do have an exciting one with April. April is someone I met in California. She has, let me pull her up real quick. She's working on her dissertation on communication. And so listen at this. And so April, I hope I'm not announcing this too soon or anything. But anyway, her messaging was what messaging inspires people to attend in-person local community events. And she has got a lot of academic theory around how do you get your events to be well attended? Because, you don't want to put a lot of money into hosting a big citywide annual event only to have it not well attended. And so she's done her doctorate on what's the messaging, what's the framework, how do you distribute this content, and how do you get people, what motivates people to attend. And it's just really good stuff, and so it's so good that we're going to do at least a 4-part series with some of her other academic people that she's kind of built some of this around or with. They're going to come on the show. Now, we're probably not going to do this till January, February, March, April maybe. But we're going to do some teasers. So maybe once a week as we start to understand what the framework is going to be around presenting this. And then in April, she'll come on. And we may do she may come on as a guest just to kind of, so I can introduce the community to April and the work she's doing. And then maybe kind of educate people around what the show is going to be around. So I asked her if we could do a 4-part series. She said that would be awesome. So she loved it. And I think that's going to be super valuable to anybody that's working on special events, trying to get these things attended. All right. So I think that's all I have for today. Appreciate all the support that everybody's given us on building this channel out. And I will see y'all again here tomorrow, 12 noon. Again, I'm Craig LeBlanc, your host of the Daily Parks and Rec Show. Thanks a lot. Have an awesome day. Bye.